Okay, so here it is. We're gonna do brows. We're gonna do some mapping, and we're gonna do my new technique that I've been doing, which includes my concealer for cleanup and for highlight. So, if you're ready, let's go. So what I've been using, I'll show you my products first before I go in too deep. All right, so these are the 4 products that actually, just kidding, 5 products that I think are mandatory if you want to get this look. So I'm using 2 different brow pencils. Not mandatory that you have 2. I use the medium and the dark right now. I'm also using the Skin Perfecting Concealer. I'm using my cream shadow brush, and I'm using my Touch a la Mode highlighter in the color Iridescent. So these are the things that I use for my brows every day right now. I'm in love. So let's get started. What I'm gonna do is start with my medium pencil, and we're gonna talk real quick, and it's almost empty. Thank God I have another one. We are going to talk about mapping real quick. Okay, so when you're talking about like, where do my brows start? Where do they end? Where's the arch go? All of that stuff. So you wanna think about the inside corner of your eye being your starting point, okay? So if you line your pencil up to your tear duct and the side of your nose, that is going to line you up with where your brow should start. So visually, make a little mark, whether it's a circle, a dot, whatever, but make a little mark at the inside corner of your tear duct and the top of your brow, or the front of your brow. Then we're gonna go to the arch, okay? So you're gonna take the pen again, and you're gonna put it on the corner of your nose, and you're gonna bisect diagonally across the pupil of your eye. So when you find that spot, this would be your highest point of your brow right here. So you make a little mark, right? You can use another pencil, you can use your hand, whatever you want to do, but make a little mark. So you're going to connect the dots when you're done. Now you're going to go to the outside corner of your eye and the corner of your nose, and this is going to be the tail end of your brow. So now all you have to do is create the shape, so connecting the dots. So I'm going to start doing that with my pencil, and I'm literally going up to that initial point, right? Bring it up there, and then on the top as well, find that point, bring it up, and you'll see that that's totally encapsulating all of my brows, right? All the little hairs, and then filling in all the sparseness. So you can see that the shape is not that different, it's just not filled in. That doesn't have enough hair, so I'm creating the look. I'm just opening up my other pencil real quick. So we're gonna go in there, and I'm just using little small strokes. I'm not just penciling and you know, coloring over it. I'm using small strokes and kind of creating little flicks of the wrist to create the look of the hair. Now I'm going to go in with my dark brown. That's where I'm going to connect that tail. So from here, again, little flicks of the wrist. Now I'm using 2 different colors here because I feel like it adds a little bit more dimension to my brows when I have the 2 different colors going on. I like that this looks lighter, and then you have that depth here. The other thing that I've been doing is going in with my dark on the bottom of the front half of my brow, just to bring those colors in together. Next step, you're gonna open up the spoolie end of the brow pencil, and you are going to just brush out your brows, and then this is going to soften any, you know, harsher lines, anything like that. And then you can go in and just kind of like fill in and perfect wherever you think you need it. Okay? Let me get my lighter one. Okay. Next, we're gonna go off to the other side. So remember, I'm gonna still find my angles, get the right color. So I'm finding the inner corner of my eye, creating that point there, and then from the inside of my nose up to the highest point, create a little dot, and then inside corner to the outside corner to find my tail end. Okay? If you end up coming down a little bit too low underneath, hold the phone, I got you there. We will fix that right up. All right, now I'm going in again with my dark one. And spoolie. And then what I do is I always look back and forth in the mirror afterwards to see if they look pretty close, if I need to tweak anything. They look pretty good. I think we're good. So, next step on my brows, I am going to grab a little bit of my concealer, and I just put a couple, like a little squirt on the back of my hand. Just a little bit, nothing major, you don't need a lot. This stuff, a little bit goes a long way, and you don't need a ton for this particular technique. So, now I'm gonna go in and carve out my brows and just get any little messes that I might have made. I'm gonna use a tiny little mirror and get way up in there. So I'm using my cream shadow brush with my concealer. The other cool thing that this does, aside from really making your brows look sharp underneath, it also will kind of mask any stray hairs that you might have when you're, you know, in between waxing appointments or tweezing. But it also gives you a nice highlight on your brow. So let's do the other side. All right, I'm wiping my brush off, and then I'm going to go in and lightly blend and feather just a little bit. And then I tap with my finger to blend completely. Okay? My last step of this process is I grab a little bit of that concealer and I bring it into the inner corner of my eye. for a nice highlight. I always recommend that your concealer be a shade or two lighter than your foundation. This way it does create highlight and it always covers up that darkness when you have dark circles or any discoloration in your skin. Okay, so you're getting that nice like pop of light on the inside, right? Looks good. That is what I call like fake awake or an instant eye lift. Totally brightens everything up. Okay, so let's do last step. I take a little bit of my highlight on my finger and I pop that on the top, just a little bit. I don't want a lot of shimmer up there, but just a little bit, so that way it catches the light when I turn. And then I bring a little bit on the inside corner. And then my last step, I'm going to take my fluffy brush and just blend with my eyeshadow. There you go. There's my brows. It's not so hard, but it does look amazing. So, happy browing.